What is up, everybody? It's King Kuntha, and today I have another amazing World of Warcraft gold farm for you guys. And in today's video, I'm going to be covering how we can farm an unobtainable item worth anywhere from about 150k almost upwards to anywhere I've seen around 1 million to 3 million gold on certain servers, so you're going to want to definitely look this up. So the item that we are talking about is the Strathholm Militia Shoulder Guard, which is on the screen right now. Now, Wowhead has the average buyout price listed right now at around 150k, but depending on server, it could be upwards of 1 million if your server doesn't have anybody farming it yet. And I'm going to teach you guys how to farm it, and also some little extras you're going to get from farming it. So, located here in the Eastern Kingdoms, as you can see, what I did is I took the flight path to North Pass Tower and then flew right here to the East Gate over here, and then we're going to go ahead and enter the East Walk Gate. Now this farm is easiest with a player or a character that has a high mobility. So what I mean by that is something like a druid or a rogue that you can just buff tons of speed buffs on top of. As well as having a rogue or a druid, you're also going to want possibly Bear Tartar because it will definitely increase how fast you're able to run the dungeon. Now, this drop can drop from any mob in this because this is a legacy item. What I mean by that is legacy items were items that were unobtainable. Like, so in World of Warcraft Classic, these are items that dropped in Classic and that you were able to get. They became unobtainable after, I believe, the Burning Crusade, and you weren't actually able to get them. Then in 7.3.5, they actually added a ton of the items back. Not all of them. We don't actually have a list of what items were or were not added back, but we do know a lot of them were, and they're worth tons of gold now. In addition to that you're also going to get from this farm, you're also going to go ahead and you're going to have a chance at the Riverdale's Death Charger mount. I believe that's Riverdare's. That's not Dale. Yeah, it's pretty sure it's Riverdare Death Charger. You're going to have a chance at that mount, and it has a 0.7% drop chance, so it's not very high. But if you do get it, it's quite a rare mount, and it's quite sought after too. Now, in addition to that, you're going to get a bunch of like silk cloth and stuff like that, so that's honestly, it's pretty much useless. Now, these mobs also in this dungeon will slow you down a little bit, so it can get quite annoying. But you can also kind of run the dungeon any way you'd like, just as long as you clear all the mobs and bosses. Now, this dungeon is also a little bit irritating too because, of course, it was a classic dungeon, so after you complete it, they actually never made a way for you to exit the dungeon at the end of it. What I mean by that is you're going to get to the end of the dungeon and you have to run all the way through it again, which is kind of annoying. So I have a couple little tips and tricks that actually might help you guys in not having to deal with that, because honestly it is literally the most annoying thing. So what you want to do is, if you are a druid, you can actually use Dreamwalk to reset yourself at the start of the instance. Now, how you do that is you go ahead and you just, as soon as you get to the end of the instance and you kill all the bosses, you Dreamwalk, and then as soon as you get to where you Dreamwalk from or to, you Dreamwalk again, and then you will be at the start of the instance. So it's basically just Dreamwalk twice, and then you're going to be able to do it. The alternative for every other player, if you don't have that, you can actually delete your Hearthstone and then just unstuck, and it'll take you to the back. The alternative is, of course, running to the beginning of the instance again, but that's like annoying, and I don't really think anybody would actually take the time to do that because it would just waste so much time. So in general, the things you're going to want is a faster movement speed, so any kind of speed buffs, anything like that. Being a druid or a rogue will definitely help. You're going to want a way to get to the beginning of the instance again via Unstuck or through Dreamwalk or any other various method. And yeah, that's really the two things that you're going to need. Obviously an AoE spell is going to be recommended, but I believe that's just common knowledge at this point. I think everybody knows that. And yeah, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to cut the video, and I actually have a Q&A to answer. Everybody that asked questions in the Q&A in the, I believe it was 2 videos ago, I'm going to answer them all after this video, after this cut. So if you want to see your questions answered, just go ahead and stay, and I'll answer them for you, and yeah, you can see all that good stuff. So I'm going to cut the video, and we will see you there. Alright, bye. Alright everybody, we're back after that cut. And I'm just going to go ahead and answer some of the Q&A questions that I got on the previous video. So the first question we have is from Kenji Guides, and Kenji Guides asks, I always stay till the, well, he doesn't ask that, I'm sorry. He says, I always stay till the end. Great vids. Love your work and dedication. Please keep it up. My question for you is, can you make a gold making routine video showing what you would do with only an hour to play that day, followed by what you would do with 2 hours, 3 hours, and stop at 3. This way, I can, and many like me, can go, or can have a good gold farm routine to work with with only these short periods of time. Okay, so about that. So I believe I could make a video showing that, and I don't believe that would be very difficult whatsoever for you. And I can also just kind of tell you generally what I do. So personally, if I'm gonna do this, I spend probably two hours a day herbalism, just straight herbalism, because honestly herbalism is the best thing you can do, and fishing as well. Herbalism and fishing are probably the things that I spend the most time doing. So I believe if you want to get the most value and consistency out of your time, you should probably, and you only have like 3 hours a day, I recommend probably doing herbalism and fishing for those 3 hours and posting them on the auction house. I believe that would probably be the best way for you and other people like you to go ahead and make a decent amount of gold fairly quickly. The next question we have is from MZ Lotus, and he or she asks, how long have you been playing WoW, and what were the best moments? So I've been playing World of Warcraft for probably about 6 years, but seriously I want to say probably about the past 3 years. I'm only saying that because the past 6 years was generally, I was pretty young and just kind of exploring what everything was about, and I kind of remember, you know, my first character being a undead, you know, priest, and that was like the coolest thing to me. I remember getting on one of the blimps in the undead cities and seeing a shadow priest that had the cool shadow effect on, and that's what made me want to do that. So I switched from a hunter to that, and that I believe was probably one of my cooler moments. Those were my probably happier moments. Then I think the highest level character I had was the level 60 warrior that I actually just straight up quested with. I just quested through the entire game with. I didn't actually do any dungeons or anything like that. So those are the moments that I remember that I think were the coolest. Now Jason Sayes, the next question asks, Kappa, do you do any auction house flipping? And if so, could you cover some basic techniques? Thanks. Generally, I don't really do any auction house flipping because honestly, I believe it's kind of a bit gimmick, and I don't really like how much risk is involved with the volatility of some of these markets. World of Warcraft isn't like any normal economy or market or anything like that in general, so it's super volatile in some areas. So like I could, you know, see an item that is listed for 1,000 gold, and then maybe it's worth 10k, but it's only worth 10k because some dude, you know, posted it for 10k 3 hours ago and it just hasn't updated yet or something on TSM. So I think auction house flipping, you can get lucky and it can work, and I've seen it work from people. I just don't think it's a good way to spend all of your time trying to get gold in World of Warcraft, because I think that most of the time, unless you're really good at it and you exactly know what you're doing, you can't really make a ton of gold. It's going to take you a lot of time, and you're actually going to lose a lot of gold in the beginning, I believe, doing auction house flipping. But if you get good at it, I could definitely see it work, and I know some YouTubers actually do spend their time doing that, and that's great for them, you know, that's what they like doing, but I personally, I don't like doing that. And I think for new gold farmers, or just, you know, the average player in general, I feel like it's going to be easier just for them to just not even attempt to auction house flip and just go straight into herbalism or something along those lines, because you're definitely going to make a lot more gold and gold a lot easier that way. So that's all I really had for the video for you guys today. I hope you enjoyed it. I really like doing this Q&A with you guys. I think it kind of like shows a different side, and it also lets me answer some more personal questions with you guys, and I think that I'm gonna go ahead and probably do this more in the future. So if you guys think that, you know, doing some Q&A videos and stuff like that you guys would be interested, that would be great. Like, if you guys could let me know if you'd like, you know, like me to keep doing these kind of videos, because I definitely enjoy doing Q&A videos with you guys. They make me happy, and I definitely like talking to you guys and, you know, answering some of your guys' questions, especially the people that stay to the end, because I know those are the people that really need to have their questions answered or really have important questions that they like to ask me. So if you did like the video, if you could leave a like, a comment, maybe even subscribe down below, that would really help me out. Supporting the channel in any way, just it all helps me out immensely. Thank you all so much for watching this far into the video. If you stayed, if you could comment Kappa down below if you stayed to the end, so that I can like your comment and reply to it and do all that nice stuff. Make sure you guys do that down below. Also, check out the links in the description, because I've got all of my computer gear, and it's all on sale right now for Cyber Monday, so go check it out, and it's in the link in the description below. Anyways, it's been King Kunta, everybody, and I'll see you all in the next video.